Before voyaging out onto the downs, there's one amusing anecdote I learnt from one of Carpenter's nieces, Rosemary Fitch. Apparently they conduct guided tours of the cemetery every now and again. She joined one of these, and the guide was taking them all the way through the historical graves here, like Cowell and Booker's Tower over there. And Rosemary mentioned, what about Edward Carpenter? He's just up here. And the tour guide says, oh, that's interesting, I've never really heard of him. And Rosemary then stepped forward and dragged them all up here and made sure the tour guide knew exactly who he was for future reference. Yes, okay. So we'll carry on now, just going out from the grave out onto the downs now. A less strenuous walk, hopefully, but on a lovely day like this, has to be done. When I was a pupil at St Nicholas, when I was about 4 or 5, we used to come up onto the downs and play games and run around and do explorations around the woods and everything else. Back then it was used for largely grazing cattle, and we used to have lots of piles of what we used to call fresh meat to try and avoid. But I think they've long since stopped grazing cows here. We turn right just about here. Hay fever permitting. That's Guildford Cathedral, and here we go. Oh. Down there is the railway station, and just across there is Guildford town centre. You'll see more of it as we go along. in the distance is Woking. I've always felt haunted by that tree up there, just because it's so solitary on its own. More of the town centre. Up ahead is small woodlands which leads to more fields, but I think we'll be turning off here and go left. Because this is pretty much a ridge, and there's another length of downland going across the other side of the track. Let's actually have a lot of fun online looking up images of Liverpool Cathedral, because a lot of the images you see resemble this one. I think they were designed by the same person actually, but it's always quite amusing to compare the two. Final look back over the town centre. There's the High Street with Holy Trinity at the top of it. Over there, just to the left of the cathedral, with Stoughton Barracks in the distance. That's pretty close to where I live. My grandmother served in the WRAC during the war there in the cookhouse, so we have family connections there as well. Haha. And up here is a very interesting memorial. Cornish march to London in 1497. And so now we're exiting out onto the main road again, and hopefully, if I've got my calculations right, we should be going across the road straight into the other section of Downs. Though I haven't been up here this far for a while, so I could be wrong. I've got to go further up, I think. Aha, this looks like it could be the place. Oh, mush. Never argue with a tree, you come off worst. Here we go. The steeple over there, I believe, belongs to the church in Shalford, which is just a couple of miles outside Guildford. The road, the Mount Road, I think eventually leads out onto the Hog's Back, which is a big sort of bypass out towards Farnham area. At the time of the Carpenter anniversary one of Carpenter's nieces, the eldest one, called Guida Clement, who I don't think is with us anymore either. She set the cat amongst the pigeons by saying that Carpenter she visited Carpenter and George in her childhood, and she remembered it being out on the Hog's Back and not up where we said it was, which was interesting. This was partially confirmed by Michael Davidson, the pederastic journalist, who also recounts visiting Carpenter out on the Hog's Back. So Ron and I combed through all the archives to see if we could find any references to the other place, but there are only a couple of places we could find in relation to Guildford, and that was the one which is up by the cemetery, and the one he lived after George Merrill died. He couldn't get up this hill too much, and so he moved down to St Joseph's Road, which is quite flat. I used to live there myself before I left for Birmingham, but that is now long gone. One of the sort of quotes in regard which Ron and I tried to determine was apparently Carpenter wrote that when he died he could just be thrown over the wall of the cemetery, which would hold true for the Joseph's Road address, because Stoke Church and Stoke Churchyard would have been just up the road from where he was. But the Hog's Back reference is still a bit of a mystery to us all. Okay, I'm just going to follow this to the end of here and then I'm going to switch off because my arm is aching like a buggery. I may have to switch off now because there's people coming anyway. Just one last look at this. And thank you for following my rather extended trek.